Whether you're funny, happy, or just a little crazy, it's time to add a little personality to your crafting. Today is all about being unique. We begin with this cute felt owl. Anyone can make an owl, but can you make one with this much personality? I love it with its felty feathers and its cupcake paper eyes. Let's see what we need to make them. You're going to start with some craft felt. You'll need 2 sheets of brown. This is some special printed felt, and we actually use the circles for eyes, some funky cupcake papers, pins, some light tan felt, buttons, the patterns from our website, chenille stem, an 8-inch foam disc, some thick craft glue, tiny sharp scissors, and a pencil. Let's get going. The first thing you're going to do is line your 2 pieces of brown felt up, just like so. And you're going to put a nice amount of glue onto the back of your disc or front, depending on which side you want to put down. And I would put a little bit more on, but you get the idea. And you're just going to flip it over, make sure your seams are together, and you're going to set that in place so that the seam of the felt is kind of on the top third of the foam disc. Now, next thing you're going to do is leave this to dry, and then you're going to cut a circle from the felt, leaving a 2-inch border. I'm going to set this one aside, and I've got this ready to show you right here. Once you get your 2-inch border, approximately, you're going to cut snips in so that when you bring the pieces up to cover the sides, you've got a nice edge going. And then when these dry, you're just going to want to pin them, or while they dry. And you would do that for the entire piece. Then once it's dry, you're going to cut another circle from brown felt and glue it to the back with the same craft glue. Now let's get embellishing this owl so we get some personality. To make the eyes, remember this special printed felt I showed you earlier. You can see I've got a pin right where we cut out his eye, like so. And then to finish him off, you just add a few snips, and that gives them a fun little ruffly edge, just to add a little bit of texture. On top of the eyes, we've actually used bottle caps, water bottle caps. And you fill these entirely with the thick glue, and then you're going to leave them to dry. And I'm not going to take the time to show you this because it's so easy, and they look like this. Now, if you don't have this special felt, it's no problem because these add a little bit of, you know, you can change the color of the eye by adding these on top. This is what the caps look like once they've dried. And then to finish them off, we're just going to glue some button eyes in the center, like so. And then we'll finish gluing those to our felt eyes in a minute. The next thing we're going to do is we have this pattern on the website, but you're going to cut a little wedge of felt, like I have here, and make a slit in the center. And then you're going to line this up. So there's that top part of the where the seams come together. Don't worry, that won't show in the end. And you're going to glue this piece right on top. It's really important to use a thick glue because when you're working with things like felt or fabric, you want a thick glue so it sits right on top and doesn't soak down in. Next thing we're going to add is the little cupcake paper embellishments. And to make those, you're just going to cut into your cupcake paper and then around the diameter, inside diameter, like so. And you can see now I can create these little wedge pieces, which we're going to use for the front feathers and around the eyes. So you're going to glue those like so. Don't worry about the edge yet. Let's get some more of these going on this side. And then for our eye pieces, I always use lots of glue to make sure everything holds, because this piece is going to hang on the wall and we don't want pieces falling off. Now, that looks right, so we can trim away the excess felt here and make it nice and flush with the edge of the disc. The next thing we're going to add is a little nose, and I've just cut a little felt triangle for the nose and our bottle cap eyes, like so. And he's starting to come to life. Let me turn him around so I can show you. Now, to make these really neat three-dimensional feathers, all you're going to do is cut little squares of felt. These are about 2 inches square. Put a little bit of glue. I've poked a hole into my felt. And then you're going to put a little bit of glue and smush them right in. Let me show you how I did that again. And you're just going to kind of put these randomly, like so. And the tiny scissors help in cutting the initial hole. And then you use a dull pencil to open that up a little bit. And now we have a nice spot to do it, make the little three-dimensional feather. Let me show you again. Put that in the center and then stick that right down in. And you're gonna make these on both sides right about here. We'll also add a few little breast feathers with our favorite cupcake liners. You want to start on the bottom because these are going to overlap in a pyramid style. And remember, we have photos of this project on the website, but you would just keep adding these up the front. And then you can prop them up on an easel like we have here, or you can do the same thing where you cut a small slit in the back of the felt, poke a hole in, and then make a little U or loop with a chenille stem, put some glue over your hole, and then push this hanger in, like so. And then leave that to dry. Let's take a look at the finished one. You can add some ears just like you did the feathers, and you've got the sweetest little owl full of personality.